Xerfi Global has recently published a study on World Shipbuilding Groups. The industry is dominated by Asian-based manufacturers and led by South Korean giants Hyundai Heavy Industries, Samsung Heavy Industries, and Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering, which have built their success on major high-end markets such as LNG carriers, offshore platforms, and ultra-large container ships. Japanese players such as Mitsubishi Heavy Industries or Japan Marine United have also generally focused on the high value-added end, while Chinese shipmakers have built their strength on standardized, lower-priced commercial vessels. European shipmakers, of which there is only one, Fincatieri, among the top players, tend to be more concentrated on niche segments such as cruise ships, yachts, or naval ships. As a whole, the results of shipbuilding groups are currently in the doldrums. While the average operating margin of major groups was over 10% in 2010, it has since dropped year after year to reach 3.3% in 2014. The major reason for this pressure on margins is a drop in demand. While world ship fleet growth admittedly remains positive, it was less than 3% in 2015, the second lowest level seen in the last 10 years, to bring the total world fleet to 1,187 ships. This slowdown is due to, firstly, strong levels of production seen in previous years when petrol prices and demand were high, which have led to a high degree of market saturation. Secondly, poor economic growth, particularly in developing countries, which is resulting in reduced investment in new vessels. Thirdly, falling oil prices, which have reduced orders and led to cancellations of petrol and LPG carriers and offshore platforms, which shipbuilders also manufacture, and which were previously one of the most profitable and fastest growing businesses in the industry. Fourthly, military spending is also being cut back in many countries, reducing demand for naval ships. And lastly, difficulty obtaining financing stifles investment available for orders. This drop in demand has left shipyards with excess stock, excess production capacity, and high fixed costs. Given these headwinds, the groups are attempting to play various strategic cards. They are increasingly shifting production away from mass production of standardized ships to small-scale and even single-unit production of high-value niche vessels. In addition to this, they are aiming to reduce their exposure to the offshore segment, as lower margins in the offshore oil and gas exploration and production are a major challenge to the industry. They are also implementing cost reduction programs and focusing on innovation, which allows added value such as fuel efficiency. For example, demand for ultra-large and lower unit fixed cost container ships is showing more resilience to the generally falling demand and thus offers a window of opportunity for shipbuilders. They are also looking to gain a foothold in growing markets such as offshore wind installations. However, such markets remain relatively small compared to offshore oil and gas and also involve big challenges including logistics, large investment requirements, and construction risks.